I want to take up a couple of issues in which the Aam Aadmi Party has taken a position. You've spoken in favor of reservation. Now there are several people from a middle class background who have supported the Aam Aadmi Party. In Delhi, they've gone out and voted for your party. Were very wary of the idea of reservation. They believe that reservation is highly populist, anti-competition, doesn't bring out the animal instincts, doesn't bring out the best in people, and therefore affirmative action is not something that a large part of the middle class supports. Yours is largely a middle class party. Why then would you do what other populist identity based parties usually do?
I'm astonished that a party that wins Sangam Vihar, Ambedkar Nagar, Devli, a party that wins 9 Dalit seats, 9 scheduled caste reserve seats out of 12, is called a middle class party. I thought it was 6 months old.
You also won in GK, Malviya Nagar, you also won New Delhi. Those are middle class boroughs.
In order to call a party a middle class party, what you are saying is that most of the support of this party comes from middle class. I thought it was a 1-year-old, somewhat stale description, because in Malviya Nagar, in GK, look at where we have got our votes from. Look at where we got highest proportion of votes from. Ours is a party which has done well across classes. If anything, we have done a shade better among the slums of Delhi, a shade better among the unauthorized colonies of Delhi, a shade worse in the rural areas, but not a shade better among the most posh areas of Delhi. So one, I'm not at all convinced. Please give me more evidence. There is technical evidence.
No, but there are people watching this broadcast, sir, who would say this is exactly what Mulayam did, this is what Lalu does, and now Kejriwal and Yogendra Yadav are doing exactly the same thing.
There are two parts to what you said. First, you called us a middle class party, and I thought this is the technical description. I should clarify to you. There's actually no evidence whatsoever to, these were allegations about Anna movement 2 years ago. There's absolutely no basis, and as someone who comes from a political party, the least I need to know is where do I get my votes from.
So you're saying you're not a middle class party. The middle class doesn't matter any more than any other class.
We are not a middle class party in the sense that our support is not largely or primarily from middle classes. Our support is fairly evenly distributed across classes. We are a middle class party, like we are a slum party, we are an unauthorized colony party, we are a workers party, we are a middle class party as well. That's the beauty of it. We are a cross-sectional party which draws support from all sections of society. But I don't want to run away from the reservation question. Reservation is something which has been a very contentious issue in our society. Aam Aadmi Party looks at itself as a party which would intervene in these contentious debates, not to take extreme sides, but to set up a conversation, set up a dialogue. We know that there are strong, deep views against reservation from one section of society. We also know that there are very deep, strong support for reservation, not only among beneficiaries, but overwhelmingly from about 2/3 of our society, over and over again.
How do you reach that conclusion?
20 years of survey research. This question has been asked at least 20 times across surveys. Every time, and you would conduct a national survey, please put this question again. Ask people about it, you'll get an answer, as long as the question is unbiased, straight question. So we have two kinds of opinion. Now Aam Aadmi Party's responsibility is to first of all begin with a constitutional mandate. Our constitution says social justice. 2, our constitution binds us to a certain regime of special action vis-a-vis 2 communities which the constitution names, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Aam Aadmi Party begins by saying that yes, we respect the constitution, we respect the system of reservation which is enshrined in constitution and law. We do believe that this is necessary but insufficient. It needs to be fine-tuned. We are thinking of ways of fine-tuning it, and I think most of the suggestions most of the criticism that comes against reservation are actually in the last instance suggestions about fine-tuning it. There should be fine-tuning of some of these systems which needs to be done. We need to think hard about it, but in the last instance Its reservation is not the solution. The solution is better quality of education, better jobs, equal opportunity for education and jobs. That's the final solution.